So, welcome to the first ever episode of Not a Roadrunner. I'm Dylan Nutt, and I technically, for a job, am an electrical engineer, and I'm not very mechanically inclined. So, in that case, I thought, why not buy a project car that needs lots of work? So basically the car is a 1972 Plymouth Satellite, so a right old classic V8 muscle car. You might recognise it out of the newest Fast and Furious film, which is Fast and Furious 8. No, I didn't buy it because of that, and no, mine is not black, it is yellow, very yellow. Okay, so if you want to follow the build, which is basically what this is first video is going to be just an introduction to the car. So you're going to find out the ins and outs, how I got it, how I managed to buy it, everything like that, where I found it from, and who I used to import it, in case you are thinking about importing your own car. So if you want to follow the build, obviously subscribe and check out the rest of the videos, but this is just the first one. I am using an iPhone because, well, we all have an iPhone and the videos are always pretty good. So that is the plan. We are going to be using that until, obviously, you know, I can find a better camera or something that I like a bit more. Sorry about the lighting today, but the car looks pretty good in the lighting, but my eyes just don't agree with it. So if you hang on, let's just cut to the panners of the car.
It is a 1972 Plymouth Satellite Sebring, which isn't the highest spec that you could buy, as you could buy a Sebring Plus and a Roadrunner, but it was definitely the highest spec that I could afford. It has a 400 cubic inch, which is 6.6 litres, and a 4-barrel carburetor on top. This supplies 255 horsepower and a massive 340 pounds per torque. It is a bit of a bus at 5.15 metres long and 2 metres wide, and does weigh a staggering 1.5 tonnes, but it still handles alright, but it is a bit more fun to drive in a straight line. Surprise, surprise, it is very economical at 10 miles per gallon on a highway from stock, and 0 to 60 is 7.1 seconds, which is pretty on par with a modern Merc A-Class. Originally, I found the car on Craigslist, which is kind of an equivalent of eBay for Florida. Well, everywhere in the US, actually. It sells boats, cars, houses, everything that you could think of. It is a bit of a black market, though, because quite a lot of people do get conned, and they do send money over, especially from the UK, and there turns out not to be a car at all. So I was searching through, and all the local places, basically, where they were close to a port, and found this one in Florida, which was $12,000, which was gorgeous, but it was so out of my price range that I just couldn't have a look at it. So eventually I checked up on it, and then it dropped down to $10,000, which is when I decided that it would be a good idea to now message who I know now as Morgan Solberg.
Yeah, guys, so I've had the car for a little while now, but this is everything that I've done on it before I started doing the videos. So if you want to come over here. So first thing I did was replace the fan clutch, which if you come and look down, then you'll be able to see this thing, basically, which is just 4 bolts and then 4 bolts on the fan. So all it does is basically, that is like your electric fan, but it uses magnetic rather than electric. The horns, basically all it was there was a couple of loose pipes, and one of the cables running through wasn't connected to the switch properly, because the guy who had it before me obviously didn't really know what he was doing. As I knew I'd be taking the battery in and out quite a lot, I put these quick release clips on it. They were just from Amazon, but they seem to be holding up pretty well. And then if you follow me around here, okay, so the other thing that needed fixing was basically the radio worked, but all of these connectors that he was using were just awful, so I swapped over all the connectors that are up here. Also, the other thing that I still have yet to fix is he managed to earth it on the dashboard, because the dashboard is metal, So his earth that is now over there is connected to a bit of plastic, so it's not really doing anything. This is the horn switch that I was telling you about earlier. So this needs to be connected to this, and then once it does, it's beep beep. The AC, once I replaced the indicator relay, so like the indicator switch basically wasn't ticking. So obviously we like, so I replaced that, and then for some reason that fixed the AC. Don't really know why, but the AC now works. And for the inside wise, that's pretty much everything.
After finding my ideal car, I contacted Xclusiv Custom Motors, who's run by a guy named Lucas. Lucas sorted out everything. He sorted out the shipping, he sorted out me, I paid him, he sorted out the exchange rate, he sorted out the delivery from there to my house, he sorted out everything. He picked it up from College Park, Florida, which was where it was, took it to Miami Port, then shipped it to London Gateway, and then from there to my house. This all in all took about 3 months.
Okay, so you are now introduced to the Plymouth. I hope you enjoyed the video. Basically everything that I've said that I've used so far, I'll link it down below. So if you want to use them, like the battery connectors or anything like that, or the crimp connectors that I use, then you can obviously use them. I am 100% not a professional at doing this, so I'm not a car restorer or anything like that. So it is going to be trial and error, just giving it a go and then seeing where it ends up. So hopefully, you guys will be in the same boat as me. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and give us a like if you enjoyed it. I love old cars. Yo, girl.